Oi oi, how's it going? Today is Friday the 27th of November 2020. So here again, trading the UK horse races, just like financial markets. Got 12 minutes to the off on this one, 130 grand matched. Some decent odds on favourite here, looks like it's steamed in. And the second favourite here has drifted, hitting a resistance at the moment. Let's see what we can make of this. Saw yesterday's video to say, what episode is this? This is episode 17 now. 17 days of doing this. And the objective is to become get some consistency in trading so I can scale up. So at the moment, it is just small stakes that I'm using. But obviously, if you can do it with small stakes, can do it with bigger stakes, but it's just starting out first of all small so you can progress to something bigger. So let me just make sure I'm recording here. Yes, my mic is on. How many times have I left that off? Cool. So sorry, just checking out my Twitch screen here. Thank you for new subscriber there on Twitch, Burberry. Appreciate that. That was earlier today. I do stream this live on Twitch and then upload to YouTube after, so do follow. The idea is to do daily reviews or daily trading, at least for the foreseeable future. So enough chit chat, let's just have a look here. So we've got the favourite coming in. Looks like it's definitely been steaming, but just be wary of this previous support here at these lows that the price seems to be encountering now. So that could see the price potentially reverse. Second favourite here, I think since just looking at this, since started streaming, it has broken. Is it broken fives? It has broken fives, so potentially looking for support off of. What is that level? These are so hard to read. So because it had resistance here, it's struggling to move high. It's broken through. So I anticipate a pullback. I'm just trying to find out what level that could be. Definitely looking to go long on this. All right, I'm going to put some tentative positions in here just to see if we can get long on this. 9 minutes to the off. This drifting is going to help this pullback in this price. Just don't want to be too overzealous, but I'm basically anticipating that the price here is going to continue up, having pulled back. So I've got some fills there, so just going to put some closing orders in. It might be a bit too heavy actually. Let me just lighten the if the market still lets me. So 53. Oh shit, got filled. Market made the decision for me. So yeah, that's a very heavy stake. Might just be going a bit too headstrong into this one to start with. Not really composing myself, but this is I'm looking at fives holding at least the support. So this level here, the price has come back into, should well, I'm anticipating we'll find support and then hopefully move back up again. Just gonna put some closing positions in here. To be honest, those weren't the best of fills in terms of where I went. I got in. I should have got in nearer to support fives, but woulda, coulda, shoulda. I'm in the position now and need to manage it. And a 10 net stake is a bit too heavy, to be honest, especially with this first trade. Hadn't really got a temperature for the market, but let's see how this goes. I'm at least happy that where the price is now, even if it doesn't break to make new highs, it could consolidate and find support off of this and at least attack these previous highs, even if it bounces. So I need this to start, the favorite here, the odds on favorite, to start coming in. That will help this position move up. Yeah, it's just a bit wait and see now. So we've got 7 minutes off, 150 grand matched. Ideal trading conditions. But 'tis a waiting game. This is coming in, which is helpful. And you see how I've spaced out the exit trades here. So just basically take out partial exits so that, you know, taking some money off the table, but leaving something in as well for a potential bigger move. So still got £4 net stake that needs to be filled on this. And might have just been too overzealous with that order at the top there. I'm just going to pull that down a bit. And I don't want to give back this profit unnecessarily. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh, I don't know why it's not doing that. Okay. So, too slow on that. Yes, it's not a very good start to the day in terms of technical technical savvy. Need to get ahead in the game really, because you can see there missed out because that wasn't pulling down properly, got in a bit too heavy, came out on top, but you know, if you're not, head's not in a game, that shit can come back and bite you in the arse. But overall, happy with my reading of how that one went down, but definitely just need to be paying a bit more attention to what I'm doing. Because yeah, it's like a momentary lapse of concentration can just be a downfall in this. Yesterday as well did incur some losses. 5 minutes. Yeah, good learning experiences. They were all there on yesterday's video, but that's the important thing. Just you can't get complacent at this and just keep your head screwed on tightly. So we've got 15 minutes to the off on this one. 42 grand matched. Great, that's perfect. Favorite here at 2s. Looks like it's steamed in. Found a low, potentially retracing, but could be a reversal where it goes the other way. Second favorite here. I'm just looking at this move here. So this from, if you look where this high is here, it's come down. It's like a tick. It's steamed and then pulled back. This is done exactly the same, at least in that period of time. It's done exactly the same thing. So these are quite correlated, at least at the moment. It's just this a bit more pronounced, a bit more it's a bigger type of range, it appears, on this one than this one. But yeah, so there's some correlation in these two, which isn't really what you want in terms of giving context to a trading idea. You actually want them to be not correlated, to be inversely correlated. So one's moving one way, the other's moving the other, and then you trade off of that. But hey ho, you have to do what you can do with what's available. This third favorite here has drifted. Looks like it's carrying some resistance, pretty strong resistance at 7s up here. So how can position himself on this? So 6s. So I'm looking here, 6s here looks like it's the highest it's gone so far. So as it comes into that again, that could meet, well, it's likely to meet resistance anyway because it's a crossover point. So just wary of that, but not, you know, willing to trade based on that. And there's nothing really tradable on that. In fact, I think I said earlier that this had the bigger range. That's wrong. This has the bigger range. in terms of the distance that it's moved. This is a much smaller range. You can see the resistance on this is 3s, which is this around this level here. If this moves back into it. So there's definitely movement here, but I'm not rushing into anything. Again, different traders might read this differently. I'm not purporting to be an expert at this, but I'm just looking for activity that you know, I understand and can build an entry and then exit out of. Not seeing that quite yet. I am tempted to put a short in at 7s here because of that resistance it's been finding, but not going to rush into that just yet. So do you feel this could potentially be creating higher lows? See this move here. Also that it's found support off of these previous lows, so it's come back into it. So that could be worth laying at least until 6s if I can get a decent fill. Alright, let's go on that premise, shall we? So I've put some orders here, slightly outside the money. It's just so that I get better value on the entry rather than entering at market price and, you know, it reversing on me. So this way I can maneuver around and maneuver better around a potential losing position with a fill down here rather than up there. And also that what helps this is this looks like they're starting to what's the other opposite of converge? Diverge. So this is starting to move down, and because I'm looking to go long on this, the assumption is it's finding support moving higher. That falls into that story of excuse me, of this potentially moving higher. So I've got some context for the trades. So at the moment I'm just waiting to see if I can get filled. There we go. It says one position filled. 5, 6. Just going to put a closing order, but I'm leaving this one in anticipation that gets filled as well. Just keeping an eye on that out of my periphery because that is moving up, it seems, which isn't going to help this position. I'm going to try putting in another order here just to increase the position. So increasing risk obviously increases potential profitability as well. Well, not always actually, but I mean for argument's sake in this instance that's what I'm attempting to do. So increase the position size to potentially take more out of the market. Left this one in still. So just stealing ticks really at the moment because I can see that this is support that we're seeing here, but it hasn't really, you know, attacked these highs yet. So it's not really making sense to put profit targets, you know, way beyond that because there's nothing at the moment that's telling me that could bust higher. In fact, I just need to be cautious of this here creeping up. Did get filled on that that one at 5 spot. What was that? 5 spot 5. Yeah. So let me just Let me just lighten this a bit. So I've got a net position of 8. Put some speculative closes in there because the market can jump up. I mean, there's not a whole lot of money on this, so someone could just come in with an order and take out all that money. Have to be cautious now because that's started to creep past that 5.5. That could be failing as support. And you've got 7 minutes to the off. This has started to move up, so the dynamics, of, if you like, of the market are starting to change. And so my view has to as well. I don't want to be wrong and strong and say, oh, this is still going up, come on, you owe me this. It really doesn't work that way. The market is going to do whatever it wants, and you have to just accept that and work around it. Just going to pull this, hang on, that would be smarter to do that. Wait, did that cancel it? Shizer. I just wanted to drag it down. Let's add to it. Oh no, it did. Oh God, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Don't get filled. So that was at 5.6. Just cancel that. It did get filled. So yeah, you can see I was shuffling around some of the orders there. So the reason I didn't want to pull one of these down is because I've got good position queue on that. It made more sense to take one that was further out the money and then pull that down rather than lose position. So you can see here, this is £38 of this needs to get matched before I get matched, and there's £109 sitting there already. So if I move this down, I would lose my queue position, and if I wanted to go back into that, it would mean I'd need to go behind that £109, whatever it was, and get to the back of the queue to get matched again. So position can be important.
This event will start in 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
So I've got some fills on that. One remaining net stake to be matched. I've just pulled that down slightly just to try and preserve capital. This has come down aggressively, which makes me feel that this could, at least hit my take profit here. It's broken support, moved lower. This hasn't convincingly moved up. It looks like this is the one that's, drifting more aggressively. But, it's this kind of safety zone of this being resistance, this being support. So having entries and exits within that range kind of is a high probability of getting matched. So cool. Got some green on that. 10p. Again, it's not the numbers that matter here. It's more the trading well. So so the next one we've got here, 13 minutes to the off, 2s, 4s. Okay, first thing that pops out is just, there's a decent amount of money matched, but this is moving into 4s, and it's broken support of these previous lows here, so it's potentially steaming in. So what could make a good trade is, you can see that it's encountered previous support here, which is where it's at the moment. So it breaking 4s and then pulling back could be a decent entry. This has started to drift as well, which gives some clues to this potentially moving lower still. That's the first thing that's just popped out to me, this movement here really, and that this was at 4s. But yeah, other than that, we've got 12 minutes to the off, 50 grand matched, tight book. So the other criteria are pretty good as well for trading conditions. These higher priced selections are not really that tradable. But this could, I mean, the other way to look at this is this could be finding support at 4s. So what would convince me of potentially laying this is seeing some movement in this, like to the downside, getting more bearish, attacking these lows. But yeah, just gonna wait and see what happens. What happens? This here as well looks like it could be finding resistance at 15s, but obviously not as much money matched on this as on these two. This is the matched amount of money. So the first and second favourite seem to have, you know, similar price, similar amount of money matched on them, whereas these other ones are only, you know, a couple of grand. So this is where the money's at. Drifting, that's going to help push this potentially lower. In fact, so this is slightly dangerous because I'm preempting it that this move here could help bust this through. So I haven't had a confirmation yet, which is a riskier approach. Just going to thin that out. That's not breaking, is it? Yeah. No. It was a bit too expedient. But hey, got to fix it now. Got to fix it. In fact, it looks like it just could be finding support at this. I'm not happy with that trade at all. I'm going to scratch it if the market lets me at the touch, and potentially actually take. I'm going to try and get out of this and then just reassess. Just take a breather. $66 to be matched, at least until the first part of that gets taken out. Obviously I could just take it to market and get out with that potential 19p loss, but I feel it could at least stagnate here to get me out at a fair price. Okay, so let's just have a breather. This, it is attacking that 4s, but it's not convincingly. Okay, I'm going to try again. Try and get a better fill this time. Still kind of selling into that support. Oh. Just looking for any erratic jumps maybe to the left there, or persistent moves higher, which would help push this lower, or amounts of money coming in on this side, or amounts of money falling from that side. So if I were to see that kind of erratic movement, then I'm winning to at least, you know, to get in at market, which is why I'm hovering over this one. 3.95. Okay. So I've got filled. Just going to reassess where my stop's going to be. So I've got a decent fill now. Got more wiggle room on where my stop loss is, and I'm managing profit. So it's broken 4s. So what I'll anticipate is it will now find resistance off of that fours rather than support as it was previously. So previous support has now become potentially resistance. I've got £4 to lay off. I'm still seeing out the corner of my eye this move up persistently. There is some money there that could help push this down, which will push this up. Just gonna try and read what's going on here. Okay, so I've got filled completely there. How long we got? 7 minutes to the off. 30p. So what I've done is just put some other orders in there back where I'm anticipating there could be some resistance again as the market pulls back. This has started to, move away, nicely break previous resistance and move potentially on a drift. It's just that chunk of money there sticks out for me, which could pull this down again. And then, I mean, that actually helps because that will pull it back. Not a reversal where it completely goes the other way, but at least pull it back to resistance, which is what I need to see. So this coming in will help this, but that might just be a bit too far off. Don't know, don't really know. 5-6 minutes to the off, made some green. What's the time on these? And yes, this Friday the races are just nicely spaced. They're literally every 10 minutes. Whereas other days it might be 5 minutes or 15. So it's a nice amount of regularity, really. Looks like it's finding support at its new low. As it does that, it could then bust lower. Do I want to stay in this? I'm gonna green this, and I'm gonna go. Just because
This
I know
will start in 5 minutes.
from my previous results, the longer I stay in these after 5 minutes, like less than 5 minutes, I tend to it's diminishing marginal returns. I tend to eat away any profits that I might have made. So. And just 33 is just above my typical average, so it's a decent return based on what my typical return is. Not trying to push it too much at this point. Obviously in the future, once I've got a clearer idea of what works and what doesn't, then I'll be more than willing to push that to squeeze more out of the market. But yeah, just trying to maintain strike rate at the moment. Oh, come on, where is this? So next one is at 12:45. 14 minutes to the off. Oh, similarly priced favourites here. Fours. How big is this field? Okay. 80, 90, yeah, good quality matches, good quality races today. 90 grand there with 13 minutes off, which is excellent. First favourite here came in, pulled back. Looks like it could be going into resistance at the moment. So 4.5 type of level. These previous highs, which was these previous lows here. So it's broken through that, but then coming back into it potentially. Second favourite here, very sideways, very choppy, so consolidated over reasonably wide range. Could be going into the resistance of these previous highs here at fives, but if it were to break, then maybe these highs there would act as resistance at 5.5. So what story can we see? Even this. I mean, the only thing that's This has caught my eye in that it's broken out. Normally you wouldn't trade these ones, but it's just, I'm trying to see for what's obvious. So this, and there's a decent amount of money at least traded on it to make it, you know, viable. It's 8 grand or so. So it looks like it's breaking support. Of course, want to just be wary that you might be looking at too many things at the same time. But all these charts seem quite similar. These two are quite similar. This is shit. Okay, I've missed it. I'm going to try it and put in a short at 9s, which I'm deeming as potential resistance. And whilst that's in there tentatively, I'm also trying to keep an eye on what other opportunities there might be in case I need to, you know, cancel these and move on to those. But certainly it can be detrimental to try to look at too many things at the same time. These are both going into resistance, these two. Which is, you know, it's not what I want. I was tempted to, you know, short the 5 there, but then this is also going into resistance. This is going into resistance. That can't be the case. If there's going to be a tight book, something else needs to be coming in. Okay, going to be slightly more aggressive on that potential entry. I'm favouring this to steam in, because everything else just, there might be something else that I'm missing here as well that is just coming dramatically. Maybe this one, but I've only got room for 4 this. Got a feeling this one here, 1 2 3, this one here, oh, it's bloody, oh, fuck's sake. Yeah, just pay attention to this. So I'm trying to get on this, trying to get filled. Don't want to get, you know, too bad a price, even though I've got a feeling this could, you know, move down. There's nothing that's kind of jumping around to say that this could be quite a sharp move, and I don't want to get in at a bad feel. I want to get, you know, good value for money on the entry, which is why I've maintained this entry price here and these ones up here. But it's looking unlikely that they'll get filled. 9 minutes to the off. Okay, got filled. So at least it seemed like a good idea to hold out for that entry. So it gives me a bit more wiggle room now. Just put in my take profit there just before the 8s in case that acts as support. Yeah, the fills aren't happening particularly quickly. It's a bit sticky. So 8 minutes to the off. Persistent drifter here. Just gonna, what was it, 1 2 3 4 5, no. Okay, so I got filled on that. Very slightly sidetracked here, trying to see what else might have been coming in. But yeah, this has continued to move down, so I was right on that direction. 7 minutes to off, hitting 8s. £10p profit. If that breaks 8s, that could be quite a dramatic move down. Just gonna lose my position key on 9s and move this down to see if I can get a fill at 8.6, this level. You can see that, you know, the money behind now, if I were to go on 9s, although it's a bit of better fill, if the price were to move up there, I've lost my Q position. So I'd need to go to the back of that £500, which obviously is going to take longer to get filled potentially, depending on how liquid the market is. And this selection here isn't that particularly, you know, although there's enough money on it to trade at these odds. Oh, that's breaking 4s. Oh. That could persist down. So that breaking 4s could adversely affect this by moving up, but you know, moving this up, which is why I was just a bit skittish out there. But it looks, at least it's come into support there. So 4s is acting as support for now, at least. So there's still context to this.
This event will start in 5 minutes.
Holding this
5
trade.
minutes.
I just have to be aware it's been consolidating for a while now without a convincing move. There it comes. And no skin in the game. So it has moved lower. Persisted to make new lows. Probably going to find support resistance off of 8s now, and then potentially break to make new lows. But I've just got to think, didn't have any skin in the game on that one. Made some green. Time's probably spent moving on to the next one rather than trying to get in now and have to manage a, you know, losing position with only 4 minutes to go. Could be a better use of my time. So next one, 12:45, so 12:55. Wonderful. So we've got 13 minutes 50 seconds to the off. Favorite come in, steamed in, found support, pulled back a bit, and then it's found support again at those previous lows, now pulling away from those. Second favorite come in, consolidated in recent times here, although arguably those lows could be getting higher, but definitely just hitting resistance and hitting support against these lows and these highs. Nothing else really jumps out in terms of tradability on these other ones. So, looking at so it's moving into support at 7s. So this is moving into support at 7s, and it's moving into resistance at 7s, and it looks like it's finding support off of around 6s. And at least in recent time, oh, these charts are just okay. So it's approached sixes. Let's see if this breaks. If this breaks sixes, if this breaks it convincingly, or I see some, dramatic move on this side, I would be inclined to short this. So looking for a move up on this and a break of sixes here, or I should say. So a dramatic move up on that, then I may just preempt it and get in at market here. Or just a shift lower in this and a move higher in that simultaneously would be another reason to get in at market. But for now, sixes looks like it's holding. I'd be inclined to, in fact, it's confusing, but basically go long on this if I see this move into resistance, but this still hold. So if this starts to attack these highs, but this stays and maintains at sixes, then I would be inclined to basically go long on this, because as that goes into previous resistance, it could just stall and then move back inside its channel. Oh, but it's broken six. Okay, so put something light in there. I'll take one at market as well. So I'm anticipating that this 6 now will act as resistance. So just trying to build a position at good value for money to go on that premise. Gonna leave that in there. So we've seen it, as I said, when it moves past sixes, it looks like it could be moving down for a few ticks. So just put in some closing, or a closing position in there. Second one, I've got £6 in the game, skin in the game. Oh, just jump down. Okay. Got that other one filled. It happened so quickly there, but I was filled on that other order. Still have £4 in the game, and the other ones were taken out as well. So now I've got net £4 in position. 10 minutes to the off. Just trying to lay off that other position there. We'll keep this in case we see any movements to hit resistance again, but effectively I'm just trying to manage this last position here. Just trying to see what might happen. So if this starts moving up, then there's some money coming in on this which can help push this down, so I'll maintain this for now. In fact, there just saw some money building on this side which could see this pull back, so I decided to get out at that profit that I had obtained. But yeah, that's be an interesting one to rewind. I structured, that came out as I had a plan for whatever happened, whether we've seen it bounce off of sixes here or breaks. It broke, and I was able to capitalize on that. That's green. Do have this one still in, but again, just knowing how I've traded in the past, there's still plenty of time to potentially take a new position, but I'm happy with that. I'd rather have a bit more time on the next one. Oh, that is a lot of time, isn't it? 18 minutes out. 38 grand matched. Oh, look at these. Very tight book. Only 0.4% VIG. 38 grand match though. Two almost odds on favourites. So these are going to be like 50% of the book, just these two. Free horse race, Jesus Christ. How often do you see a free horse race? God. So basically these front two, there's got to be more than 50%. Yeah, it's like, of course, it's almost 100% of the book is on these two. They're about 50% each. And this outsider here is the other, it's got about 1% chance of winning. And the other two are 99%. So these, I would anticipate, are going to be very inversely correlated, because they just take up all the probability on the book. As one moves up, the other has to move down, and you can see that here. I'll take this most recent price action, for example, where it's consolidated and then moved out and then consolidated again. This one here has so looking from about here, this has moved in and consolidated. So this is hitting support, this is hitting resistance, encountering previous highs here's around 2s. So I'm inclined to short this or go long on this. As this is at 2s, here's what I'm going to do. So the resistance on this seems to be at 2s. I'm using a slightly bigger position size just because when it goes into 1s, each tick is going to be less per tick. So it's viable to use a bigger position size, just so that you're not really overall risking more. You are risking more, but it's basically when you green up the profit, it's divided by a smaller amount. So using bigger stakes on this is like using smaller stakes at higher odds. Did not explain that well, but yeah, hopefully you get the idea. So just trying to get matched here at resistance. This could have been, could have missed this. And I don't want to get in the market or on at the touch. It's just not good enough value for money. At least not yet. I can't see any signs that this could. That is a good sign. So it might be make more sense to. Too fucking slow. Too slow, mate. Dear oh dear, what are you doing? So when I'd seen that come in, I should have been on this to lay this, because this is moving sharply has to mean this has to move out. Idiot. Alright, so I've got filled on that. To be careful with this being a crossover point, so this resistance needs to hold for me. There we go, part of that taken out. Just looking to get the last part of that filled. Yeah, just not super convinced it will continue down on a massive move, although I could be wrong. So got some green out of that. 13 minutes to go. Just going this very sharp move down, which I haven't been able to get on. So I'm trying to lay this one as there's a good likelihood that it will move out. Ugh, didn't get filled. It's got some skin in the game, but we're looking for more. Trying to not see profits evaporate here. Okay. So I've got £6 net. So this needs to hold us. I see. I'm betting on a fucking breakout there, which isn't that smart. This is. So this needs to hold as resistance to start pushing this up. These lows here need to maintain. Breaks of those lows does not help me. Let's lighten it. Yeah, don't want to be giving too much back. 11 minutes to go. 23p made across 2 selections. Yeah, might be playing it too defensive given the opportunity that's here with 2. You know, it's rare that you'll see this opportunity where you've got 2 very short price favourites so inversely correlated. So I might be just being a bit too defensive at the moment because there's a lot of opportunity that you know, could be trading better. But hey, I've got to play the game that I know. 225 resistance, so it's around here. Be attacking these lows here. If this it has broken it just hasn't updated. There you go. So it could be attacking this previous low here where it'll find support and then bounce. And that's about 1.8. No, so that's why I hate these charts. You can't read the things. Going into, this is coming into these highs here, so it could find resistance and move away, which it looks like it's doing. Or is it breaking? It's breaking higher. I'm just looking for reference points really, rather than just jumping on the back of every and anything. I'm trying to establish decent reference points so I can just have a better understanding of, you know, where I'm going to get in, where I'm going to get out. And unfortunately sometimes that isn't always apparent to me, so let's just try to wait for confirmation. So this looks like it's going to break higher, and this is you know, this is potentially jeopardizing my profit with you know what, no, I'm not. Let's get out. Yeah, lost bottle on that just because of I wasn't convinced that in fact that was a breakout. I just checked myself in that it had broken out partially, but there was this previous resistance, these previous highs here, and it was moving back inside the range. This wasn't making any convincing moves lower, so this is probably more apt to short rather than go long, at least in the short term. But I'm just running out of time. I've made some green. Got to make the executive decision to do what's best for yourself. And for me, that's at least just to green up and move on. So next one we have got at 1:15. Yeah. So, just looking off screen for a sec here. And again, if you are on, if you've made it this far through and are on YouTube, you can find me every day on Twitch. It's just Mr. Exchange Trader. And if you're finding it useful here, just give it a like, good old thumbs up, and subscribe for any new content I put out as well. So just having a quick peek here at the P&L on the day. $85p with some settled orders still to come through. Okay. Still looking off screen here, so do bear with me. Oh, okay, 48. Yeah, doing all right today, just way above my typical average for this time, but can't be too complacent. So I've got 85p settled. There's about another 48, about another 70p, so about 150 up on the day. Okay, so let's have a look at what's going on here. We have got a odds-on favourite come in, consolidated a bit, it's pulling away. Looks like it's hitting resistance to these previous highs, which I'm guessing is probably 2s. Yeah, so it's hitting similar to what we've seen in the other one. And you can see these again, these front two runners here are quite correlated. This is kind of consolidated and moved down. This is consolidated and moved up. Roughly the same story. So be looking to potentially short this though, and potentially go long on this, at least with the way it's currently looking. I'm going to put that in just to get a decent Q position should the market pull away again. What's going on with this one? It's hitting support. Just have a reorder. Still got 13 minutes to see off. It's 80 gram matched, very tight book. So good conditions to trade under. This is just catching my eye because, I mean, it's massive odds, but it is viable with the position sizes that I'm trading on this. So this is basically hitting resistance around 7.5. So backing it around 7.5. Sorry, 17.5. But let's just, I'm trying to, brunt of my focus is on these two. This is come in as well, but again, just massive odds. In fact, what I'll try and do here as well, just put a Q position, because what I anticipate could happen here as well is this comes into resistance at 3s. So I'm just trying to get early position should something move in my favor. And obviously it's the same. I've taken the same directional bias on both of these, which is, you know, it can be dangerous. I was convinced that that's going to move up now. Or maybe. He says indecisiveness is not a good trait in this game anyway. 10 minutes, 11 minutes the off. Yeah, I don't actually think it was 3s that's showing there. It's about 2 point. Yeah, I've read that slightly wrong. But it's only because I've got such the charts, the static charts aren't great for reading. So some of it is kind of down to interpretation of what you've seen in the ladder. Now see, this has tested these lows again here. It could be gearing up for a push lower, or it could just be bouncing. Similarly, this has tested these previous highs here, is moving away now slightly. It could be priming itself for a move higher to break these previous highs. No, I'm not happy with either of those positions in. So these are just flip-flopping. This kind of looks like a potential opportunity. If this consolidation holds, it will be me attempting to steal a few ticks. I'm just finding these a bit hard to read because of the chart not showing accurate levels where the price seems to be matched. But this here appears to be readable. Eight minutes to the off. This consolidation, I've found at least, tends to be less likely to continue the nearer that you get to the off. So whereas it's been flip-flopping in the last kind of 5 minutes or so, that might just break out. So I have taken you know, a short off of resistance, And the goal is to steal a few ticks, but obviously if this breaks, then I'm on the wrong side of this. It's been a very sleepy market to deal with. So I'm betting on it just basically moving within a channel. So hitting resistance and moving support. It does look like it could be edging ever so slightly higher. Don't want it to break that 17.5. What could cause that as well is just movements, sharp movements down in either of these. So yeah, I mean, I'm aware of the risks. If it goes wrong, it's my own fault. But I feel there was at least enough context to go for this type of trade. So I've just reduced my profit goals there slightly. So I got filled on that. So it's found resistance again there, but 6 minutes see off. One of these is probably going to, well, they're both going to break, because if one breaks, the other one breaks. But I think there's going to be a bit more of a volatility just by the amount of money that's there. These clearly are starting to move around a bit more. So there's more volatility in the market. There's loads of liquidity. It's just the way that I trade, I'm a bit short on time. So I shall, where is this thing? There we go. I will green up on that and move on. Take the money and run. So 13.25, next one. Got a favourite here at 4s. Come in, drifted, hit resistance at these previous lows, which were previous support, which is also 4s by the look of it. So this could be looking to fall away again, but certainly a break of that would also be interesting. Second favourite, reorder on that. Second favourite, very sideways. Could be finding support these previous lows here. Again, very sideways on this one as well. This looks like it's been potentially drifting in, steaming in. Bloody hell! Can't even get the terminology right today. So this looks interesting in terms of a steamer to potentially short. This looks interesting to sell off resistance at 4s. So for this, me selling that, we need to be okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So for me to potentially get in this, I was looking for signs that there's something that could potentially move higher. This has been finding support to potentially attack these highs here. Just need to be careful. So I've kept it reasonably light in terms of position, put in a speculative position at 4. If it does break, then there's probably going to be a chance I can still get out. Eight and a half. To be honest, if I do get a foot on this, it's probably going to be just stealing ticks. I'm not anticipating a big break lower. but I do need this to maintain at 4s as resistance, which it has, at least for now. Moved down, got part of my position taken, still have a net position of 2 in. Got a reasonable position on that, hoping to get filled. Could at this point just take a lower profit, but got filled. Okay. See how it's attacked that force like twice, and how strong that support was previously when it was support at these levels here, and now it's just flipped and it's now resistance. So it's just struggling to move much higher. Was right on this one as well, just out the corner of my eye by the looks of it. It looks like it's been steaming in, coming into 8s now. Missed the boat on that really. 12 minutes to the off, got some green. There is still opportunity in here, but I just need to position myself sensibly to attempt to take advantage of whatever the market might give me. Nice have a goosey gander. It's just consolidated a lot. Shorting off 6s. Shorting off 6s or shorting off 4s off of these is a real the opportunities. This one here, it's just, this keeps catching my eye. It's finding supports now at 8s. See, this has the, in my eyes, the biggest potential to steam lower. We just need to try and get a decent position on it. Don't want to overpay for this. See, it's just attacking that 8 again, attacking it, which could be a bad thing if it attacks it, you know, too many times. That support could hold and reverse the price. Try and focus on one thing at a time. So just seeing this come into 6s again. So put in a position there. Should this, you know, move up? I mean, the you know, the premise of it isn't great because this is doing, these are just correlated. So hopefully that 6 acts as resistance, and we'll see it move back down. See, it's just breached it. But let's, alright, let's be slightly more aggressive. No, hang on. Come on, be decisive. So, seeing this just kind of bite into 6s, so need this to hold as resistance. What would help this would be this moving up. A lot of money coming in behind this as well would also help on this side, help push it down. Although that does look like it's let me just play this defense. It's just being a bit more defensive on this, just to protect because I do have some green on this already. Just trying to not be too aggressive. So I've lightened the position. Going to hold out to see if this does tick down into this. I mean, is the risk really worth it? I mean, I'm only greening potentially 3 on that. Yeah. That didn't stack up. And the risk to reward was just out of kilter. It still is. At least I've lessened the position. Should have scratched that. So still a good chance it could come back into support or come back into 6s and find support off of it. But effectively looks like I could have given back some of my profit by continuing to trade. So I had 12p profit, I think, and now it's going to be, if this gets filled, 6. Could break even if I wanted now, just go at market price. Get me out at -12, which would be bring me back to break even. That looks like it could be shifting. I just need to be. I mean, there's enough time, but Q position isn't great. Still need 150 quid to be matched before I'm exited. Moved away on me there. I'm going to move it up. So, break even. Just over.
This event will start in
that's
5
weird.
minutes.
0 on that 4p.
Minutes.
Yeah, so yeah, C'est La Vie gave some money back there by continuing to trade. I'd made some money. What was it? 9 minutes out, and just you know, took more positions that probably weren't as great quality, and obviously less time to work with, and reduced my potential profit. But hey ho, it's okay. Ultimately, I preserved my looked after my money, looked after my capital. So yeah, there wasn't a loss. Wow, 19 minutes out. Oh, they were going from nice 10-minute spacings. Now it's all weird again. All right, let's just go over the P&L then. Let's see, make sure everything's settled. 10p on that one, and break even. Let's call that one break even. So far today I've had 32p profit, 10p profit, 33p profit, 10p profit, 47p profit, 26p profit. There's another 10p profit waiting to clear, and then we'll call that last one break even. It might be, you know, a few pence extra, but in total that's about £1.66. So that's pretty good strike rate today. Pretty good profitability in relative terms compared to so yesterday I had a whole load of losses come through. You know, look back over the videos just to get a sense of what I was doing wrong. It was mainly based around range trading, but basically ended up, so when I stopped recording, That was about 230, and that was about £4 down. Then there were 3 losses that came in. £1.65. No, 4. 3. Sorry, 3 big ones. So, hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, fucking sort it out. So there's one at 165, one at 135, and then a one at £1.52. So overall, when I stopped recording, I was down £4 on the day in total. Because there were obviously profits in there. Pretty poor strike rate yesterday, and the losses that came in, they were all big ones. So I did trade the evening and was able to reduce that loss to £3.08. But still, I mean, that doesn't count in terms of accountability here because that wasn't recorded, so it didn't happen. So just want to be as transparent in terms of things that I'm doing. But yeah, so yesterday's losses were £4. At the moment, I'm up. What did I say? £1.60. So yeah, swings and roundabouts. Let's see what we can see now. So we've got slightly less quality races. 15 minutes to the off, 16 minutes to the off, 30 grand matched. Fours consolidating, going between support here, resistance at these highs here. Second favourite has steamed in but has started to retrace, now attacking these previous highs here to potentially encounter resistance. It's tricky to see what this one's been doing, but it does look like it's gently drifted and then had a very sharp kind of pullback, potential reversal to attack and move past these previous lows. So I'm guessing that's 6s where it's at the moment, where it's found support. What can we do? You can see, just feel the quality of this one, at least now, isn't as good as the other ones in terms of the volume coming in, but it's still quite early doors, 15 minutes to go. Just checking my internet connection, not sure what's going on there. Running off of Wi-Fi for some reason. There we go. Alright. So could attempt to buy this support. Can't really see what number that's at. Or sell this resistance. Again, tricky to see what number it's at. Probably 4.6, where it's at now, 4.7. But to do that, what would I need? I'd need to see convincing movement of something potentially moving up if I wanted to sell this resistance. So, yeah, it's just a waiting game. I'm trying not to do stuff that's not to get bored, not to do stuff that's silly, which will undo all of the good work that I've done today. Wow, there's a whole lot of activity just come into the market there. just sprung to life. 13 minutes to the off. Felt like there was more money coming in. 700 quid, I think. It's approaching fives now. So this chart's lagging. This is broken support. It's potentially a steamer having broke support. That's going to likely pull back, find resistance. It's just hard to read these reference points here using these charts, and charts are my main thing, but I'm seeing this finding potential support to at least, you know, move a bit higher. This has shown some promising signs of breaking some support to move potentially lower. Not that one, this one. So I've taken some I've put in some positions to short this on the premise that this could, you know, break lower or at least go into support this previous level. So got some skin in the game with that position that was just taken. So £2 Netscape. Yeah, back in the days to the 90s. Net stake. So on the bid, on the lay here, just looking to get filled on that ideally. It's just to steal a tick, but still keeping this in for a potential bigger position. Going at 4-4. Just going to try add into that. So yeah, my directional bias, if you like, on this is down. So I'm anticipating the price could continue to move down, but it's a balance here between increasing the positions and just taking a tick. You can see I'm kind of doing two things at the same time. So I'm trying to exit here, but I'm trying to re-enter here because I feel that I didn't know it was going to move down as much. So at the moment I've got some profit in the game, but I'm trying to add to that position. I just want to get in at a decent price. This is starting to shift now, so this one's probably going to move up. This could be another one to potentially get on instead. Just don't want to have too many things going at the same time. So I am looking to get in on this one, still short, but I'm less confident that this rate retrace to this level could happen. So I'm trying to get on this one nearer to the money at a decent price. But yeah, just got to be wary that you're doing quite a few things at the same time here, and it can be easy to just get confused or, you know, mess things up. Even the other day I made just a mistake where I just had a temporary lapse of concentration and started you know, backing instead of laying, or vice versa. And I've clicked these buttons thousands of times without making that mistake, but I don't know what the fuck went on. So this is reversing. I was favouring this to push higher, but you can see it's hit resistance and it started to roll over and potentially move lower, and this is starting to move up, which doesn't help. I'll maintain for now though. Yeah. 7 minutes. So what would I need to see happen? I'd need to see this break fours again, ideally. More money come on this side to push this up. Houston, we have a problem. This is going to break fives. That is definitely not going to help me if that happens. Which it has. So I've just lightened the position there. Could find support at this area. So I'm just looking for evidence of that, which would be this potentially breaking fours. But I need to be worried that this could just be something that's going to steam in now. And make my position worse. Finding resistance off of fives now, so if it can punch a bit higher, that could give me some. This is moving higher. Fuck. So, not panicking yet, still got 5 minutes to be off, but in all likelihood, yeah, just taking that position out. Oh, hang on, still got a net stake of 2 in this. Oh, scheiße. Oh, could have got out of market. Alright, let's just call this a day on that. Recompose. So, £1 potential loss on this. 5 minutes. Don't want to be chasing.
5 minutes.
Don't want to be chasing on that. That is annoying. That it's a loss. It's come in. But losses happen. Just got to continue to just be composed as possible. So I'm looking for this now fives as potential resistance. As this appears to be, a steamer that could move lower, but again, it's about getting a decent price on the entry. Running out of time, 4 minutes. Running into fours, if that holds the support, that will help this. But okay, give it one more chance. If that gets filled, then great. If not, I'll have to call it a day. Say la vie. Oh, let me read that up. Bloody hell, almost forgot that. So 93p down on that. Again, you cannot be too fucking confident. Because it can all just switch at blink of an eye. So giving some money back to the market there today. An important thing just to remain, here is just to realise, not to chase those losses. I'm still up on profit on the day. Have made a loss. But yes, that's the way it goes. Just maintain trading well rather than just thinking of what the money is. So, and watch back as well what I might have done wrong. So here we've got an odds-on favourite finding support for quite a long period of time. It's really struggled to move lower than whatever this number is here. I guess in 194, 193. Second favourite here came in but has been quite choppy in recent time. It looks like it's going into resistance. These previous highs here, which I guess is around, it's just under 4s, so probably 395. And then the third favourite here drifted and then steamed. Looks like it's finding support, or starting to potentially steam, finding support at previous lows around here. Another 3-horse race. So let's see what we can see. This looks like it could be edging lower than its support. So slightly bigger positions with less than 2s, just to make the trade worth it. So have some skin in the game. Anticipating that these previous lows here will now turn into resistance. And could see the price fall away. What's that? 12. Still moving higher, but got 2 as a good reference point to potentially find resistance off of. This looks like it could be finding support, which all means this could move lower. Could move lower. But let's see. Just need to keep my concentration as well, because let's see. Oh, what we got going on here? Come on, let's 9 minutes to the off. I mean, decent chunks of money on this side to help push this down. Again, this is still finding support. This is found resistance. But it's just, is my profit targets too optimistic based on the current market conditions? Bounce some money there. Got filled on one of those orders. Just looking for evidence that this could still continue to move lower. Just going to move that there. Take that off the table and then get that filled. So, hang on, I've still got a net position of 2. Pay attention. And you missed it as well. Hopefully that gets filled. Okay. Yeah, so just keep an eye on what your net stake is as well, because what I've done is when I started to scroll up, it was saying minus whatever. That shouldn't happen. You shouldn't see red if you've got an if you're flat in the market. It should all be green. So it's 12p profit across the board there. Just looking off screen at the moment, so excuse me. So, yeah, let's have a look at the next one. That's a massive field. What's that? 16 selections. So, 26 grand. 15 minutes to go. Doncaster, I'm guessing. Favourites at 5s. Second favourites similarly priced at 6s. Ooh, can I trade this? So the favourites here is coming into supports at 5s. You can see how it's previous lows here. So it struggled to move much lower than that. Second favourite, very, sideways as well, just consolidating within a range. Yeah, struggling to read that, or struggling to see the opportunity to trade that. Again, other people might see that differently, but at least for now, that is not really tradable for me. Just give it a little while to see if anything materializes or springs to mind. It's quite dead as well, this market. It's just, look, nothing's moving and the prices are moving. There's no money coming through, which is a warning sign. This is a warning. All the old school D&B heads out there. Yeah, I may call this early actually, or come back a bit later in the day to continue, because I can just feel my concentration waning. Also, the loss on the day, I don't want to just continue unnecessarily. That loss can have an impact on psychology as well, but it's just to be wary of the things that can throw your A game. And I don't feel going into this trade, at least, that I'm on my A game. Just need to maybe just step away for a bit and then come back a bit later. So just go through the P&L today. So we had a 32p profit, 10p profit, 33p profit, 10p profit, 47p profit, 24p profit, 10p profit, 1p profit, and then minus 92 loss, and about a 12p profit to come in. So on the day, that means it's about an 87p profit overall so far. So I think I'll call that a day for now. I may come back later to continue, but yeah, that's the way it goes. I mean, up on the day, can't complain about that, and may trade a bit later as well. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Take care.